NCAA basketball totals for Thursday, February 2nd. This is the segment where we check out totals set by odds makers in NCAA hoops. We try to beat that line either going over or under the total. We also have our NBA segment out there as well. That's going to be going live 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific on our Facebook page. You've got to check that out. It's a lot of fun. You guys give great feedback. Yesterday we had to go on location because I was having internet difficulties. That just happens sometimes. So still, it was a lot of fun, great feedback. So, excuse me, we're going to go ahead and be doing that again. NBA has been awful the last few days. So if anything, you want to tune in, maybe fade what I have to say. But the feedback, again, has been great. NCAA, not so bad yesterday, 2-1. Probably should have swept, but, well, I mean, we should have swept. We had it called right, but unfortunately the game went overtime. And that just happens. We're just going to go ahead and forget about it, move on. We are 125 and 104 in NCAA, so we're doing just fine. NBA, not well at all. We're probably just hovering over 500. I'll have to recheck my record by the end of the night to go ahead and see where we're at. But yeah, it hasn't been very good in NBA. NCAA, though, we're doing just fine. Had a couple bumps in the road here this past week, but we're moving right along. SBRpicks.com. You want to check out our other handicappers that have been doing probably better than me, so be sure to check them out. Also, we got a sportsbook review, of course, our website, all the odds and the lines and totals, all the numbers are there, so you definitely want to check that out. Sign up bonuses, things like that. All right, here we go. We got 3 totals. NCAA hoops. First one we got is Valparaiso and Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Odds makers have it at 129.5, and we are going under this total. Valparaiso plays really good defense, and Wisconsin, Milwaukee goes really slow. So I do not see them getting over. And I think odds makers have this nailed because we look at the last 3 times they've matched up, 135, 131, 134.5. Then there was a 127.5, and then we keep going back, 137, 138.5, 144, 132. I mean, odds makers really don't set totals this low for this type of matchup, especially we got a 30-second shot clock, so it's going up and down. But they've set this total low, and there's a really good reason for it because we look at, we start to dig into their statistics. Right now, Valparaiso is averaging 76 points per game, but look at them on the defensive side. I mean, they're allowing opponents just over 40% shooting from the field. They rank 32nd in the country in opponent shooting efficiency as well, and they're 41st in opponent effective field goal percentage. That's a good Valpo team, very good defensively. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, not a strong scoring team at all, just 66.2 points per game, but more importantly is their pace. They're getting up just 53.6 attempts per game. So they don't go real fast, and they also allow just over 53 attempts. So that ranks, outside the top 300 teams in NCAA. They go really slow, and they don't allow a lot. So expect them to keep the pace a little bit low. What concerns me a touch is the fact that Valparaiso is a really good free throw shooting team. They're actually first in the country in free throw shooting percentage. So if there's a lot, if they get to the line a lot, they might get over this total. But I think with the pace and how well Valparaiso plays defense, I don't think they're going to get there. So I'm going back under that total. Next one up, we got Utah and Cal. Odds makers have it at 136.5, and I'm going under on this one too. I actually wavered on this one for a while, and I was thinking about going over when I first started bringing some things down. Then I started to dig into the numbers even more, and I just don't think they get there. You're talking about a really, really good defense in Cal. Utah can score. California, though, they don't go at a real fast clip, and they play great defense. Let me tell you what I mean. Right now, California, they're allowing opponents just 42.5% on their 2-point shots and just 39.4% overall. That ranks them 12th and 18th respectively in the country. They're also allowing just 62.4 points per game. That ranks 13th. They don't go real fast, just 56 attempts per game, and they're not really a good shooting team, although they are at home tonight, 43.6% overall. Utah, very good on the offensive side. They rank 3rd in the country. So this gives me a little bit of pause. I mean, they're shooting 52%. Very solid, and they're averaging just over 80 points per game. However, defensively, they're also solid, and they don't go particularly fast. Their percentages are good, and they're efficient, but they don't go really fast. Right now, defensively, they don't go particularly fast at 57.9 attempts per game. That's about middle of the pack as far as NCAA hoops is concerned. But right now, they're allowing just 45.9% on opponents' 2-point shots. That's a really solid number, and that's probably California's strongest area as far as their scoring. They shoot the three somewhat okay, under 35%, and Utah hasn't defended the perimeter particularly well, but overall, 42.4% they're allowing. That's solid. I think it's going to be a real battle of the boards here with California being a good rebounding team and Utah being a very good defensive rebounding team. So, they're actually both just good rebounding teams. So that's going to be a battle on the boards, and I don't think they're going to get there, though. That 136.5, you kind of want to get the over on that, but I don't think that. I mean, they have gone over this total the last 2 times they've matched up. They had a 160 last time in the tournament, but that was overtime. But they still was 140 is what they got to, and then the other game prior to that was at 137. So they did get over this total. I don't think they do it tonight. Last one up. Now we got our overplay. BYU Gonzaga, of course. Man, that's going to be fast-paced. Again, back to the trend that we've been looking at. Since BYU has joined the WCC, this is the highest total we've ever seen between these two teams at that 160.5. I stand corrected. I made a mistake. I did not catch this number. There was a 163. I am sorry, back in 2014. So that I am incorrect. Excuse me. Sorry, that was last year. It was on January 14th of 2016. But still, that being said, that was 163, and that was a really low-scoring game, 69-68. So there was one time. Outside of that, outside of the other 20 matchups, there wasn't a total this high. I think they get there. I think this is going to be a really fast-tempo game. When we look at their matchup statistics, their statistics as they match up. You got BYU averaging 82.6 points per game, Gonzaga 85.2. Defensively, BYU is allowing 72.7 points per game. Gonzaga much, much better. But BYU's at home. They're going to push tempo, and I think they're going to be able to score because BYU loves to get up and down. Both teams are averaging well over 60 attempts and allowing over 60 attempts. So 160.5 makes sense to me. I think they get there. I think it's going to be real fast. Both teams can shoot. Gonzaga, they're fourth in the country in shooting percentage. BYU, they're in the top 50, shooting about 47% from the floor. Just two teams that can really get up and down the floor. I expect we're going to see that tonight. So I'm back over that total. Okay, let's recap that. We got Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Valparaiso under the 129.5. Utah, California under the 136.5. BYU, Gonzaga over the 160.5. Those are our 3 NCAA picks. Be sure to check out our NBA Live segment where we're hoping to get back on track. And I wish you luck on your picks today.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.